Y'all know black folks is more religious than white folks? And even black preachers be putting them down. Some major white paper, the Philadelphia Inquirer, Sunday, March the 9th, 1997, in daily life, black folks found to be more religious than white folks, but they ain't gonna touch that white boy. Huh? That's not Jeremiah. And then they go on to say a study called the most exhausting ever on race and religion. Huh? After they did that, they found out in daily life, blacks found to be more religious than white folks. This thug has the privilege to tell the truth about me, but when I tell it, you're going to cancel out my president. He didn't have nothing to do with it. A guy in Britain the other day said, well, Mr. Gregory, how do you deal with the fact that they say Obama's not experienced? He said, I deal with it with General Motors. He said, oh, did you understand the question? I said, yeah. He said, what do you mean General Motors? Well, General Motors is 104 years old. They was making cars for the Japanese, knew how to make bicycles. Now the Japanese is number one. And General Motors is bankrupt and the city bankrupt. And all you hear him talk about now is a brother in jail and have something in the office having something to do with somebody. That go all over the world. But don't nobody want a General Motors car. Tell me about experience when you're unethical, devious, don't care about your custom. They bankrupt the whole state with experience. I got caught up with some black folks the other night. I knew something was wrong because they wasn't drinking. He said, hey man, I read when you was with British boat. Ain't it awful about how all them bosses make all that money and they end up broke? Why do you need a giant athlete to be your business ego? Chrysler, with all them MBAs, 500 of them went broke. So what do you expect out of some job out here getting his head? But he's supposed to be the business person so you can get your ego off. I go see a football game, I don't care how business, outrun God with the ball, boy, when you get it. That's what I come here to see you do. Come here and look at your bank account. Then you got one of them old pimps like Magic Johnson. All his business is in black neighborhoods, but he's for Hillary. And the people who make him millionaire don't look like him a bit. Jesse Jackson's wife, one of the fine, brilliant minds, those of y'all know her. Clever, witty. Is she for Hillary? And yes, her son is one of the fine minds in Congress. Honest, ethical, witty, clever. No criminal tendencies. And she can't look at Obama and see in him what black folks in Chicago saw in her son. And I said on the radio station in Chicago, I got a white friend I knew 30 years before I ever knew there was a Jackson. He lived in Chicago. And this November, if George O'Hara's son ran against her son, and I backed that white boy, how would she feel? Andy Young, fine man, huh? Kick back, beautiful, talk. He for Hillary, and he don't understand when he ran for mayor, there was some white folks in Atlanta that would have went to the zoo and voted for a gorilla or a nigger because they thought a gorilla had no intelligence, but he can't see in him what them black folks saw in him. Our best friend died last night. Osborne. If Andy would have died last night, he would be guaranteed one thing: I wouldn't be at his funeral. And I know him. But now a part is coming out I didn't know. Huh? But that black church up there, all gonna come out for her. But everybody in this congregation looked like Obama, and all the money he got in the bank came from black folks, not him, all right? I don't have no problem with y'all being for Hillary. I don't have no problem. I have a problem with you making money exclusively off of black folks. If you just got your ordinary job, I don't care who you for. I'm talking about these black folks that made it on us. John Lewis, nobody in the world ever heard of that little thing. And I thank God that God deals in beauty. So he knows when God looked down on him, he see a beautiful human being. But I don't have them kind of eyes. And nobody in the world would have heard of John Lewis had it not been for this movement and black folks following him, willing to die. And he's known and respected all over the world. There wasn't black folks that beat him down on that bridge. And now he sided with somebody that come closer to looking like the sheriff. Somewhere, we got a big job. New York Times. Better get out of here. That's me, y'all's hanging on. Last time I was in the church, I was talking about physical fitness, and the sister walked up and said, I told her about how to walk every morning. She said, I can't walk, I got a bad leg. I said, walk back. Walk the same way you walk when you be going getting them lottery tickets. I know. Sunday, May the 19th, 2002, New York Times. Workers contain coke sent to old soda to poor neighborhood. That's the code word. Then when you read it, it says Coca-Cola had a dock in northern Texas. And I didn't know soda pop had a date on it. Once you reach the expiration date, that chemicals turn into a mild poison. It wouldn't kill you, but you're supposed to throw them away. And these white folks and black folks got together and went to the federal court and found out they was taking them coats of the white stores, bringing them to the warehouse, redating them, sending them to the black stores, and they think Jeremiah's crazy. Now, I've got enough sense to know that they ain't the only one. Pharmaceutical companies is doing it. So what happens when you my doctor and you give me a prescription, but you so ungodly, you don't know that's old stuff. And when I come back 2 weeks later, my pressure done went up, and you blame me for not taking the medicine. And I convince you I am. And just because I'm crying because you told me I'm a liar, you apologize, but you don't believe it, so you give me a higher strength, and that kills me. Out of these thugs in a country that you willing to try to peacefully coexist. This brother here, we could have had this had they listened to him political wise. Those of y'all know him. His master plan, 5, take 5. I wouldn't care if you never voted, but I do care about you being registered, because a lot of places you can't be on the jury if you're not registered. You can't watch my back. A lot of places, when they get ready to dump nuclear or chemical waste, they look and see what the registration is in the community.